Great, thanks for that. Is that all you have to say? Because I have better things to be spending my time on. Wait, no, please, you can't just go. I really need you to lend me some money right now, or else things are going to get really bad for me. You see, I thought that I'd be making a lot of money from marrying Owen, and so I quit my job. And I also may or may not have taken out a bunch of loans. Hold on a second. You're telling me that you quit your job and took out loans? What is the matter with you? Well, I thought that Owen was this huge millionaire, so I thought I could just take out some money now and have him pay it all back later. I only used it to go out and buy some bags and clothes that I wanted. Just stuff like that, you know. Okay, Pearl. How much money did you end up borrowing for all of this? Well, I don't have an exact number. But the last time I checked, it was already around the ballpark of $20,000. Wow. Just wow. I really don't even know what to say, but no, we're not going to be helping you out there. You figure this out yourself. I can't believe this. I'm your sister, and you're not even going to help me after I've come to you and explained how much trouble I'm in? Pearl, I'm sorry, but there is really nothing that would ever make me want to help you. But anyways, if this is all that you wanted to talk to me about, then I think we're done here. Hey there, Jeremy. Do you remember me? I'm Pearl, Lisa's sister.
Oh, of course I remember you, Pearl. What's going on?
Well, the thing is that now that I've spent time away from you, I think it's finally helped me realize that I really love you.
Excuse me? I don't know what to say to that.
Well, it's just that I guess I didn't realize what I really had until it was gone, you know? But now I know the truth, and I know that I need you.
But I don't understand. When your sister and I got married, you brought that other man with you.
No, it wasn't like that. I was just jealous, and I thought that bringing him might have made me feel better, but it didn't at all. I was being an idiot and finally realized that, and I just want you to know how sorry I am about it all.
I see. You know, I actually heard that Owen guy that you were with turned out to be a scammer, is that right?
It's true. He was so horrible, and I just had no idea at all. That's why I feel like now I have no choice but to come to you for help. Please, you have to know that I only have feelings for you. I want to be together with you.
Well, I understand your feelings, and I appreciate your honesty, but the fact of the matter is that I'm married to your sister Lisa, and she's the girl that I love.
But what about me? There was a time when you and I were together, don't you remember? You told me that I was beautiful, and I went to a good school and everything.
Yes, well, I did say that you are beautiful, but I was really only talking about the kind of person you were from the outside.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't really care about appearances at all. As long as I love that person with all my heart, I really don't care about how they look or anything like that. So, yes, you are beautiful, but not in the way that I would ever want to be with. Besides, I know that you made fun of me for how I looked.
Hold on a second, are you really telling me that you want to be with my sister more than you want to be with me? Don't you realize how much better I'll look on your arm than her? Just think about it, you've wanted to be an author ever since you were little, and now you finally achieved your dream. But imagine how good it would make you look to have a pretty and well-educated wife with you.
Pearl, you know you're more than just some arm candy for another man to use, right? You should have more confidence in yourself.
What in the world are you talking about? I'm bragging about how much better I am than my sister. Doesn't that show that I have confidence?
I just mean that maybe you should try and have more confidence in your personality as well as your looks and whatever school you went to. Also, you should know that I've already heard from Lisa about how you reached out to her to ask for money, so I'm afraid that I can't really give you any help there.
I knew it. I knew I was right about this whole time. You're nothing but a horrible, ugly, lame loser. There. How did that feel? I bet you're absolutely crushed now.
Pearl, please, I think that this is all just a little ridiculous, don't you? I mean, what is the point of acting this way towards me? What do you think is gonna accomplish, huh?
I knew that I should never ever come and ask for help from you two like this. That was my only mistake here. I should have known that losers like you would turn on someone like me the second you thought you had a little leverage. But whatever. I guess I should have expected this from the two of you. After all, a couple of fat, ugly losers like you would make a perfect match, and now you have. Pearl, are you there? What were you thinking? Why in the world would you try to break into our house? I mean, you realize this is going to follow you around forever on your permanent record, right? Whatever, it doesn't matter at all anymore. You can say whatever you want to me now. My life is over anyways. I had to take out more loans to pay off my old loans. Not only that, but Dad's company is on its final legs. Everything is coming apart around us. I can't believe that it's all finally come to this. Well, first of all, Jeremy and I already agreed that we want nothing to do with our family's respective businesses and that we weren't going to be their pawns. But, given that both of our families were hoping to count on one another to help out their businesses, I'm not surprised to hear about what's happening to Dad's company. But I still just don't understand how you can still act so selfishly. I mean, you marry rich, run off with your husband, and refuse to lift a finger to help your family. I guess I just thought that you'd be a little more understanding of someone in a position like what I'm dealing with now, but I guess that you two only care about yourselves. You know that it's more complicated than that. Besides, our families didn't even care about Jeremy and I as people. You said yourself that Dad didn't care which of us married him, just so long as it was one of us. And besides, none of this excuses you breaking into my house like some kind of thief in the night. But the police will be here soon, so you might want to think about what you'll tell them. But, wait, what do you mean? You really called the cops on me? How could you do this? Don't you think that I've been through enough already? Been through enough? I think that everything that has happened to you up to this point has been your fault. I don't get why you think that you can act like this and not be punished for it, but I'm sorry, I can't let this go. You've done enough to Jeremy and I already, and this has gone far enough.
Well, that was a complete freaking mess to say the least.
Yeah, I know. I'm just seriously over my sister. She has taken this whole thing way too far, and I'm not going to stand for it. But I'm just so happy that you and I are finally going to be moving out of this town so we don't have to deal with this ever again. But I just want you to know how sorry I am for all of this. I really never wanted anything like this to happen, especially not to you.
Oh, come on. You know that there's nothing to apologize for. Besides, if I never met your sister, then I would never have met you, so I don't regret a thing.
You're right, it hasn't been easy, but I'm glad that we've been together through this.
By the way, you should know that my father officially told me that he didn't want me to have any part in the family business. He said that if I wasn't going to take over the business, then I wouldn't get anything from it either. So I guess that now we're finally in the same boat when it comes to us having finally cut off our families entirely.
But the only reason our parents ever wanted us to get married in the first place was because they thought it would help their companies. I'm sure it wasn't easy to hear that from your dad, but I'm just glad that they also know that they can't treat us like they're puppets.
You're right about that. I wish things weren't quite this bad, but our parents can't be allowed to treat us like that. As for your sister, well, I guess we don't really have to worry about her either.
As long as I'm with you, I don't need anyone else from my family. They've caused me so much pain that I thought no one would ever be able to understand until I met you. After that, the police arrived and dragged my sister away for breaking and entering and destruction of property. She ended up being charged a huge fine for all of that. For Pearl, that meant she was forced to take out more loans in order to pay her legal fees. She had lost her family, 2 potential suitors, her sister, and now she really was neck-deep in debt. I have no idea what she's going to do to get herself out of this mess. I heard that my dad's business wasn't able to stay open and was only able to keep operating for a few months after Pearl was arrested. Without the connections to Jeremy's family, they lost the one lifeline they thought could save them. As for Jeremy's family, their company was much larger than mine. But I heard that the cousin who ended up taking over has been embroiled in several huge scandals and that the company has been struggling. As for Jeremy and I, we moved out of this town and have been enjoying our new lives away from the people who tried to manipulate us in the first place. Jeremy is still writing and I'm working. We do all that we can to help each other, and I couldn't be happier. Of course, I wish that things had gone better with our families, but I'm just grateful that we were able to find each other and be our islands in the stormy sea of our lives. Hey, Malcolm, are you there? I just have a question about this strange sign that's been posted in my room. It's a bit weird. Do you care to explain yourself about any of this?
Oh, look who finally decided to wake up. Do you have any idea what time it is? I was wondering when you were finally gonna get up. As for the sign, why don't you read it? I really don't think it'd be that hard to understand. Did you even give a good look at this before messaging me like this?
Well, you did a very good job titling it. It says, Good Wife Report Card. And then you were even thoughtful enough to subtitle it, Don't Forget You're Here Forever. So, I don't get it. Is this some kind of joke or prank or something? I mean, you know it's not the 1st of April, right?
I know it's not the 1st of April and there's nothing funny about that poster. I am very serious about this. Yesterday we got married and that means that you are my wife now. And since you're my wife, that means that you should be dedicating every ounce of your being into serving me. After all, you do know that that's what a good wife is supposed to do for her man, right?
Malcolm, literally what in the world are you even talking about? You better tell me that this is all some kind of joke. You can't be serious about this.
I just told you that it's not a joke and I am serious. Maybe I should have added a literacy portion to your report card since apparently you can't read.
I don't understand. What is going on here? I mean, it's like you've turned into an entirely new person ever since we got married. Yesterday, I couldn't even imagine you saying something so horrible to me. I don't get what's changed.
Well, of course my personality changed now that we're married. You should have seen this coming. Now that means that you have my last name and that means that you are all mine. Everyone knows that it's a wife's duty to work for her husband all her life after she gets married. So that's your duty. That's all your role in life is now.
My role in life, Malcolm? I don't understand what you're saying to me. I mean, I thought we were getting married as equals, but you're talking as if I'm your servant or something.
And you got married to me knowing what it was like to have a married life and what it was all about. You have no idea how much I've been holding back until now, but now the tables have finally changed.
Malcolm, I didn't think that you were this kind of person. I'm so confused right now. Why are you being like this?
Look, the point of this whole thing is that I don't want to have to hear you constantly be telling me what to do. Okay, do you have any idea how much of a pain it is for a husband to constantly be trailing after his wife? That's why I made that report card. You're gonna write all of what you've done in a day and then turn it over every night to me to look over. And then I'll look over all that you did and compare it to the state of the house, and then I'll give you a grade for that day. Then I'll return the report card and you can see what you need to improve on.
And just why in the world do I need to submit what I did around the house for you to grade us on?
Just who in the world do you think your life belongs to now? Every little thing you do in your life has to be for me now, okay? Your job is to take care of the house and clean up after me, and my job is to make sure do it all right. Honestly, I think I'm being pretty nice about all this. I mean, what husband do you know in the world that would actually put in the effort to make a report card like that?
I think that you're looking at this all wrong. I mean, do you really think I just take care of the house for you? I do it for us both. Besides, I don't just clean the house. You know that I have a job to do. I'm more than willing to work less and help more around the house, but we need to discuss this more.
Your job? Is that really what you're calling it? It's not a job, okay? It's only a part-time thing. You can't actually be calling it a job, right?
Malcolm, you need to get serious about this. You know you were the one that convinced me to quit my job at the company, and you're the reason why I'm working part-time. You know that you don't earn enough money for us to make ends meet. I have to work if we want to survive. Don't you realize that?
I don't really care about all these lame details. The point is that you can't even try and compare your little part-time gig to my actual job, okay? Besides, you don't even leave the house when you do work. You only work from home, don't you? Do you have any idea how exhausted I am coming home from the office every night?
Well, I wasn't trying to say that you don't work hard or anything like that. I really appreciate all the work that you do, but I'm only saying...
The only thing that you've been saying this whole time has been complaint after complaint and gripe after gripe. I do so much for you, and you have the gall to complain about me asking you to do some things back for me.
Malcolm, what happened to you? I thought that I knew who you were, but you lied to me. You are nothing like I thought you were.
You really think that I've changed? I never changed at all. I've always been this way, and I think that you're not being grateful enough for all the hard work I've been putting in, especially by making that report card. But just know that if you ever got a 0 on anything, then you and I are getting a divorce, so you better keep up the good work.
Right, of course. I guess I'll keep that in mind then.
You better, because I want you to know that I am deadly serious about this. Hey, Ruth, what is the matter with you? The house doesn't look like it's been cleaned at all. There's just dust everywhere. What is the matter with you? You need to come back home right now and clean this house up now, okay? All over again, and I mean it, get back here now.
Oh, come on. Give me a break, Malcolm. I can't go and clean the house all over again. I have work that I really need to do. Besides, I am really not feeling good, and I'm trying to take it easy so that I can recover quickly.
Are you kidding me? Did you really just say that? Hold on, do you think that I'm gonna baby you forever? You remember what I told you when I had to explain this to you, don't you? If you ever got a 0 on any of these scores, then I'm going to divorce you on the spot. So what do you think about that, huh? Is that what you want? You want me to leave you?
Please, Malcolm, I'm really sorry if this is upsetting for you, but I just need to rest a little bit today. You know, I've barely been able to get any sleep between what I have to do around the house and what I do for work. It's like from the moment that I wake up until the moment I go to bed, I'm either cleaning around the house or I'm doing my job.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say to that, okay? You should have thought about that before you got married. This is what marriage is all about. So how about you quit acting like you're the victim here and that life is so hard? Honestly, it's not like I was ever thinking that you were a smart woman, but I had no idea that you were this stupid.
Malcolm, I promise that tomorrow morning I'll clean the whole house again if that's what you want, but I just need to rest for the rest of the day.
I already told you no, okay? Don't you realize that you're working for me now? You need to dedicate your life to me, and that means doing everything I say when I say it. If you're saying that you're too weak to be a good wife and take care of your husband, then that is your problem and you gotta deal with it. I mean, just how long do you expect the world to baby you, okay? You're an adult.
Well, I think that it's fine to admit that there are times when you're too weak or tired to do something. And I don't think it's healthy to try and put some kind of ban on asking for help, but I'm not expecting anyone to baby me, but you are just being ridiculous.
Do you really think that this is okay? I don't believe you. What's the matter with you? You're my wife, and you really ought to realize that the only value you will ever have to me is when you clean up after me. Or are you just trying to embarrass me? Do you have any idea how awful it is to live a life where I don't have a wife who does every little thing I say? It's horrible. It's the worst.
Malcolm, I literally have no idea what you're even talking about. I mean, none of this is making any sense to me at all. I just have no idea where this side of you has come from, and nothing you've been saying has made any sense at all. I just wish you could be more reasonable.
If you still don't understand what I've been trying to tell you this whole time, then that means that you are just too untrained and you haven't figured it out yet. But don't worry, I'm gonna do my duty as your husband and whip you into shape. I'm gonna make you into the best wife a man could ever ask for, so all you have to do is just worry about doing what listening. Do what I say, okay?
Malcolm, can you please stop banging outside my bedroom door? My head is throbbing and I'm in so much pain already.
What are you talking about? How could you possibly be in any pain at all? The only way that you could be in any kind of pain is if you did work beforehand and you haven't done anything, so I don't see how you could be hurting.
That literally makes no sense at all. I really think that you know that you're being unreasonable right now, so why can't we just talk like adults?
What I know is that I am right and you are wrong, so how about you finally shape up, come out of your room, come downstairs, and dust the whole house again? Because if you don't, then I am going to keep on standing outside your door banging and banging until you finally smarten up and do as I say!
Hey, Ruth, are you there? I was just wanting to ask if everything was okay with you. I mean, you were in pretty bad shape, but did you make it okay? Is everything alright now?
Well, things are a lot better thanks to your Ralph, so thank you so much. I really can't thank you enough for taking me all the way to the hospital. I mean, I was feeling just awful, and Malcolm was really being no help at all, so thanks again for doing that for me. It was a huge help.
Yeah, of course, it was my pleasure. I was just happy to be able to help you in your time of need. But, you know, I have to say that I was really surprised to bump into you after all this time in the supermarket. But then I was even more shocked when you suddenly collapsed in the middle of the store. I almost had a heart attack myself when I saw that, so I'm just glad that I got you there on time.
It's just that lately I've been so busy with work and taking care of the house all the time that I've basically hardly been able to sleep at all. I really did think that I was stronger. Maybe I was in the past, but now I just feel so weak all the time and I don't know what to do